So we're going to talk about the bow and using gravity, leverage, and rebalancing instead of gripping and power to get a really nice, warm, rich, deep, many-layered sound. The basic things to avoid are pronating here, so turning in, or turning in here. Of course, when we go to the tip, that will happen to a small extent.
Yeah.
But we can learn through examples to keep it to a minimum and to find our good balance as soon as possible. Okay, the reason that we don't want to pronate is that it locks up the joints. It closes them down instead of leaving them open to breathe and get oxygen and to stay healthy. Okay? The other reason is that when you pronate, you can see that you end up with one point of contact being primary. This is called overcommitting to one point. It will give you a very clear, clean, focused sound, but you lose the layers. So when you have a balance in the hand that goes over the entire hand, you're more likely to get a layered sound. Now we practice this with two nice tools. First is to just look at how the hand falls on an object. Okay, so look at how his knuckle line is exactly parallel to the line of the object he's holding. Yeah. I don't know how you can see it yourself. You have to look in a mirror.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see that, right?
Yeah.
Now, let's play a little game. Hold it. Same thing happened. Let's put it out front. Knuckle line is parallel to the object he's holding. Let's do another game. Hold it from the other side.
Oh, this way?
Yeah, anyway, yeah. Okay, same thing happens. Okay, on a funny angle. Same thing happens. Okay, it's a little bit actually this way,
Yeah.
which is not what you do when you play. You play the other way, don't you?
Yeah.
So your natural grab when you don't think about it is actually even more to the side of the fourth finger, interestingly enough.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So we can play this game actually with ourselves, just don't think, grab, and check. Check whether that knuckle line is parallel to the other. You'll find that in 99 cases out of 100. Even if you do this, that's what's going to happen. And that tells us that our natural strength and our natural relaxation both are in this parallel action that doesn't overcommit to any point. Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So how do we do that? Is this yours or mine? You've got yours, okay.
This is mine.
How do we do that with the actual bow? Turn it over. I'm going to see what it looks like. And then I'm going to stick the bow in there and see how closely I can come to exactly that position.
Oh, okay.
Okay? So the only thing I'm doing differently is that the second finger and the thumb are going to reach each other.
Okay.
So let's do this.
Yeah.
You're going to do that with the bow.
Okay. So it's, wait, how did you?
As if I were going to pick it up and turn it over, just like this.
Oh, okay.
Now see, your brain is pre-programmed to do all kinds of weird things.
Yes.
Most of us are with the bow.
Yes.
Okay?
Yeah.
So let's just lie flat.
Okay.
Lie flat here. And pretend that the bow is a water bottle.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to take some work. See how your fingers want to go this way? They didn't do that on the water bottle. Okay, this is an area you might choose to explore.
Yeah.
See that?
Yeah.
Straight.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. No reason not to do the same thing when you're holding the bow. Natural position would be. Okay, so looks like Jean-Paul needs to work on that. I am going to just show it once more. And then we turn it over. The only thing we have to shift at this point is putting the fourth finger up. Because it was down. It was with all the other fingers when I curled.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Turn it over. That's the only thing I need to change. And then I've got what we can call bottle position or natural weight distribution.
Yeah.
Another nice way to feel that after you've reached this stage is to put a small animal, or this is a bunch of hair scrunchies put together in here to fill up the space. We are talking about here keeping as open a circle as possible. That is tiger's mouth in the world of Tai Chi. When you keep this channel open, it will get a little smaller naturally at your extension point. And your job is to not distort it, or distort it as little as possible, and to give it its full size as soon as possible.
Uh-huh.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So why don't you pick up the viola?
Oh, put it on.
And, you know, so feel that you're surrounding that, but it's supporting you on the string. Now see, because of that object, this is great for you to have such an object. You have straightened yourself out pretty much.
Uh-huh.
The first finger's still a little bit like this, but yeah. Now continue down the bow. Yeah. And you will let it extend. You can pull out
It's
this way.
getting falling off.
That's because you did this instead of this. So you weren't keeping it with you. This is not useful.
Uh-huh, okay.
So we keep the shape until we don't have the shape. So let go, let go, let go. The hand will naturally fall where it should. Okay, let go. Let the hand naturally fall. Try not to pre-plan where it's going to land.
Okay.
Well, you do have to have the thumb underneath. Otherwise, that was a very good, yeah. Okay, now put the thumb where it's supposed to be. Yeah. Now we move up a little. Now we do a rebalancing. Okay? Let go. Let go of the bow. I'm holding it. Let it fall. That's your natural position there.
Uh-huh.
Now let's go back and see if you can find that place, which is this far up the bow.
Okay.
Good. Now we double check. Let go.
Oh.
Was it the same?
Kinda.
Pretty close.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, go another 5 inches. Okay, we stop and check. Let it fall. What's different?
This.
This is falling too far.
Oh.
Yeah. You want to support.
The
Yeah.
wrist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now go all the way to the front. find our basic balance of how the hand is handling the bow, not gripping, but handling, by doing minute and constant adjustments until we get to this point. We can double check. Was it good? Not bad. So let's double check. What do you think is wrong?
It's got a little.
Yeah, it sure did. So I wasn't adjusting well. That's my natural place there. What do you think?
That's fine.
No, it's not fine. That would be better. I mean, it was doable, but this would be better. Yeah. So I find that even after, well, I'm going to say almost 50 years of doing this, from time to time, it's a good thing to stop and check. How far have I diverted myself from a natural position? Not bad, but not perfect. Doesn't feel completely good. I feel like I'm holding. Can you tell where I'm holding? Yeah, this side though. That's exactly right. Yeah. It's subtle, but it's a difference. And the only way I'm going to know that is if I do that test over and over again. And then I find the natural mini adjustments all the way along.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So that's what we call bow holding in a natural way. Okay?
I see.
So at any point, you're not overcommitted. This is overcommitted.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get out of it, but I have to force my way.
Yeah.
If I'm here, I can go anywhere I want, easily.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So that's the preliminary action of how to handle, how your partnership with the bow works. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you don't want to be giving orders. You just want to be in partnership with it. So to talk about how does the bow move on the string, we actually need to think first about how the string rotates. It's got its own vibration, which goes in a circular way, and we can plan, a little bit imagine, that we are sending it this way on a down bow and this spiral on an up bow. So we're doing this with the vibration of the string and this with the vibration of the string. So if I were to exaggerate that on the string, it would, in an exaggerated version, be doing this. I'm traveling this way with the string. A little harder to see and therefore to feel, because the vibration is quite a bit smaller. The action is smaller on the A string. But actually, even more important to do, you need it. Yeah, we need the compensation in the sound. Okay? So that's step one. Let's try that. I see that you're doing what sounds like a good job, but that you're doing it a little bit too much from the hand, and possibly not enough from that shoulder blade position.
Okay.
So again, put your hand on my shoulder blade. You feel that it's acting? Yeah. So the bigger the body part that you're using, the more control you have and the more relaxed you will be. There you go. Yeah, you're good, good, good. Yeah. Yeah. You hear the difference too, yeah? Yeah. Okay. So, and then we will try to double and triple until it becomes an imperceptible, almost, I'm leaving it perceptible, right? I'm leaving it slightly perceptible, but it becomes what we can call bow vibrato, or as Chandra Vague used to say, bow reflections. Remember to act from here. From here, not from here. Yeah, yeah. There you go. Good, good. Okay. So that brings up the second point, which is that our bow speed should be guided by that vibration in the string. When we tell the bow how fast to go, and we don't partner bow and string vibration, we don't get as full a sound.
Mm-hmm.
This is also from Chandra Vague. Dropping the bow at the pivot point here. This is your pivot point. And seeing if you can find that kind of infinite, endless bounce. Because that bounce is what you feel in the bow in a good cantabile.
Mm-hmm.
You actually are feeling that kind of release all the time, that the stick is doing that the whole time. Did you ever try that?
Yes.
Okay.
Not very successfully, but.
Okay, well, you can try once more and I can maybe point out what would help other people do it. Yeah. It's fine. You get tied up in here.
Yeah.
You just don't trust it and you get tied up. Right? Do it again. Yeah. Believe it, believe it, believe it. I think the elbow goes a little low. Okay. So again, it's a great thing to practice. And again, if I don't feel well on any given day, it's one of the things that reorganizes my system, is that trusting and letting go like that. It really does help. Uh-huh. Okay, so that just is a direct correlation to a good cantabile, which has this in it all the time. I don't know if that's going to be visible, but there's a constant, yeah. So we can say, in a general way, that we're looking for sculpting, not painting, in how we produce sound, right? And quite literally, physically, we are looking to sculpt the string, which is moving in 3 dimensions. The other dimension to consider in sonority is the fact that we have the bridge perpendicular to the floor, usually, more or less, and the strings, which you can see are at an angle. It's not a perfect 90-degree angle here. So when we want to slice or cut a clean sound, we don't want to be going straight up and down, because that will not be 90 degrees to the string. This will. So we are not only pulling in the vertical, but we're also pulling on the diagonal. So I'm trying to show this, I hope, successfully this way. So again, with a lot of exaggeration. So there's a pull from the contact point of the hair as if there were a rubber band pulling to the bottom of your spine, which releases and gives, and pulls and releases, and pulls and releases. Yeah. You want to try it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Something to imagine, visualize, and work on. The final piece of this, in terms of bow motion, is that if we can coordinate our bow change with the top of the wave or the release on the horizontal, then we have an imperceptible bow change. Yeah? So I'm showing how it is. What?
It's just, I don't think I can do it, but yeah.
Oh, that's okay. You don't have to. I mean, maybe one demonstration is enough.
Yeah.
The idea is I'm just coordinating the top of the wave with the bow change and the release this way, which creates that figure 8. Now I'm exaggerating this. Those two releases also create the figure 8 in the horizontal plane. And here too, a little bit. Okay?
Yeah.
So it's when you unpack it all, it seems complicated. But it's quite a simple idea, which is that you're following the string. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Okay.
So another very interesting aspect of how we use the bow is to talk about articulations. I prefer to think of it as pronunciation and ending breathing. So we are going to analyze 3 simple, distinct ways of pronouncing the beginning of a sound, which would be consonants. And the first way is a t or k. So the hardest consonant we have, right? And we do this by putting all our bow weight into the string. That means the whole arm is released down into the string. You can see that the string is actually depressed. It goes down. If I let the bow move, it would be doing that, right? So this is step 1, prepare. Step 2 for this is release that weight, and then these are 2 vertical motions, downward, upward, and now we're going to move horizontally. Now this can be as big and as long a sound as you want, right? But the beginning of the pronunciation is downward weight, upward release, moving horizontally. So we're going to put our weight down into the string by relaxing the whole arm and shoulder. And then we're going to, as if you were on a trampoline, right? Mm-hmm. Not in, but on a trampoline. Mm-hmm. You're going to release out of the trampoline, and then you're going to shoot towards me. Yeah. Did you hear the ta? Yeah, okay. Try it on an up bow. All your weight down. Release out of the trampoline and move. Yeah, okay, so what I'm not seeing maybe from this angle is I'm actually not seeing the string depress at all. Mm-hmm. Is it?
I think down the weight is, but up is well.
You gotta release. Okay, so that's the interesting thing about this stroke, is that the downward weight and the outward release leave you with no weight. The sound is produced without weight.
Uh-huh.
Like a pizzicato.
Yeah.
Better. See how that's deeper?
Yeah.
Yeah. Weight, release, and bow. Not bad. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. This is an incredibly useful pronunciation tool for violists. Middle voice in the quartet, even playing with piano. Very often we need to overpronounce like this in order to give clarity to the beginning of our sounds, which a violinist or a cellist might not need to do. Then our second articulation is what we call the softer consonant. Could be z, m, ha, any of those, wa, okay? And they occur by doing this shape in and out of the string. So make the shape first above the string. Okay, and let me correct one thing. You are doing this.
Yeah.
So we want the frog and the tip to be in parallel motion. So if you want to imagine if there were a pencil at both ends, and you did this, it would draw exactly the same shape, the same smile. It's not great. Can you turn this way? Because your bow is still a little bit like this when you release instead of like this.
Okay.
Can you see? Imagine there's a pencil down there.
Okay.
That's better. That's better. Yeah. Okay. Of course, we were talking here about how a sound begins and ends. Because it's it's the same on both ends. Yeah. That's better. Now let's try going into the string, and so we keep the same verticality. A pretty good job, which is also normal, of releasing in parallel on the up bow. But you don't yet release in parallel on the down bow. So your tip is going down.
I see.
Instead, yeah. Good. Good. And then the softest articulation of all, which we would call the ha or ah, okay? Which means you are going to start in the string, but you're not going to start the string. You're going to let the string start you. Let's go to our music and express those, all three of those things, with a musical example. So you could try 1939. Like that. I would say that even though you want to pull a big sound, it's the wrong thing to do to keep your bow weight in.
Yeah.
That you don't get the pronunciation of pa.
Yeah.
It's got to change into a light vowel. Then you can pull the sustain later. First, you've got
Okay.
to release.
Okay.
Then, if you just go, you lose the pa.
I see.
Okay, it's silly, but just do this for me. Feel how it's released? The sound comes from releasing. Same thing. Yeah. That's why we call it the pizzicato stroke, right? So this is also a very useful tool for us, since in the sense that we can't depend on having more volume than other instruments. It's a very pitiful thing compared to this, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But we can cut through if we have that kind of clarity, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so for ma, 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 sa, sa, those sounds. Remember that this stroke starts above the string, so your bow is acting before you get a sound. Successful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was a really good coordination of motion in the hand and catching the string at the right point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you feel also? Yeah, that was very good. Yeah. And then, so that is the one where we're actually in motion above the string before we start the sound.
Yeah.
The next one is the most ooh, that one, which is the one where the string starts us.
Yeah.
Something come to mind? You want to start an example?
You can play the Sinead cut, the first one at the beginning.
Okay, try not to vibrate because he says not to. That's a very good example because it's like one big breath, right? And it closes. Yeah, so that was good. I would say that you could. Okay, when I'm starting this piece in front of an orchestra, sometimes I'm a little nervous or tense or not in an optimal condition.
Yeah.
Then it would help me to actually pretend I'm breathing on the string. Make the string want to go.
Yeah, that's
Not bad, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you're mentally activating the string. It actually works. Yeah. Okay. And I love that example because it leads us to closing sounds. Because if we do we're closing. Right?
Yeah.
Well, some people might think we're not. But let's say we are. And then the basses keep going, right? If you want to close a sound, you're going to slow down the bow and move the tip this way. If you want to open the sound, it makes it much more bright. If you lift the tip. So you get the color change, which tells you dark, light, right? And then you can add speed. If you want the listener to feel going on with some kind of propelling, you keep the bow moving in the air. Maybe even speed it up. If you want, rather than propelling, a sense of driving, then you stay in neutral with the bow. The bow does not do this or this, and you keep your bow speed the same. You want to close okay. So those are 3 ways to help the listener feel the phrase that you want to give them in its full shape. So we're really talking about what does it mean to carry through a pause. So just to recap, we've got this, or this, or this, up or down bow, or opening. Another way that this is important is if you're playing, right? Travel, arrive. Yeah? Okay. I think we've covered a lot of bow territory and sound territory today, so that's good.